Alright, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy Rico from Street Scores. I'm coming with a quick report. Gotta break down all of these new fan policies that the Burgundy and Gold franchise have just announced and put in place for the 2021 season. Definitely wanted to report this as soon as possible because preseason is coming up soon, y'all, and before you know it, it'll be regular season. We also have this Fan Friday experience. I'm not sure if these policies exactly apply to that. I'm assuming they will because it's technically like a game. It's just a practice instead of a preseason game or a regular season game. So we're gonna break down all of the policies as far as masks, no more cash at concession stands, is tailgating back, and also the most controversial, no Native American inspired ceremonial headdresses or face paintings. We're gonna get into how much of a gray area that is, but before we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell next to the subscription button so you get a notification immediately and every time I release an informative video just like this one. Also, make sure you check out the rest of the channel. I have all of my videos organized in playlists. I even have a comedy playlist for all of my funny videos. Be on the lookout for more rookie film sessions. Also, be on the lookout later on this evening. I'm already editing the video, but this news came out, so I had to hurry up and knock this one out. I'm gonna get back to editing it, but I'm doing a stock up, stock down, buy low, sell high type of breakdown for everybody that's balling out or not balling out in training camp so far, especially since they've been playing with pads, because it seems like players are going from really good to really bad or really bad to really good since we've started playing with pads, and pads are a better representation of how real NFL games will go. So that first week of practice was cool, it was fun, but now we're to the real stuff, seeing who really is going to be good or not. So I'm coming out with that video later on this evening. Without further ado, let's get it. Alright, so first of all, mask wearing or any type of face coverings will be recommended for FedEx Field guests who are not vaccinated and optional for guests who are vaccinated. And those are both almost the same because neither of those are mandatory. It's just that vaccinated folks have a little bit more freedom with their option, where unvaccinated are like, bruh, just please wear a mask type of thing. But they're not gonna check to see if you have a mask, and it sounds like they're not even gonna necessarily check to see if you're gonna be vaccinated or unvaccinated. Because at the end of the day, nobody's required to wear a mask, so why would they even check if you're unvaccinated or vaccinated unless they have like certain seating for that? I highly doubt they will. It honestly sounds like we're just gonna go ahead and do a crash test dummy, full blown, going back to normal this season, see how it goes. If it works out, let's keep it going. If it doesn't, then they'll add further restrictions later on. Sounds like it kind of makes sense, except for kind of like the crash dummy part. If something goes wrong, it's gonna go very wrong. It's gonna be a huge spread. But I can definitely see why they're just like, let's just try to see what we can get away with. Let's see how normal we can be. If they can handle it, keep it. If they can't, we'll change things. But it's really interesting that, like, doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. Again, I have no opinions whether you want to be, whether you don't want to be, whether you feel like people should be, whether you feel like people shouldn't be. Either way, it looks like the NFL season is gonna go forward as if COVID-19 basically never happened. Again, it's recommended, but what does that mean? That's just, we hope you wear a mask, but at the end of the day, we're not gonna stop you if you don't. And just for those of y'all who don't know, stadiums are gonna be at full capacity again. This is literally full-blown normal. Preseason games, regular season games is literally going to be like before COVID-19 even hit, before the pandemic. Again, this is kind of a test run for the NFL. They're going to look at to see how we're handling it as fans. If stadiums start to become super spreaders, they're probably going to shut it down. So everybody make smart decisions. Unvaccinated or vaccinated or whatever, just don't be going to clubs and then trying to go to a Burgundy and Gold game within the same week, because you're just putting everybody at risk. Don't go to Lollapalooza and then pull up to a Burgundy and Gold game the same week. You're going to end up shutting down the whole FedEx Field, and we're going to all have to watch games from home anyway. Me personally, I prefer to watch games from home. I like to watch it on different screens, different games. I like to watch like 6 to 8 games at the same time. I like to eat whatever I want to eat. Pasta, fried chicken, whatever, things you can't get at a stadium. And even if you can, they're gonna charge you half your life savings to get it. So I'm just overall, I just prefer to be at home anyway. I like to be on my party chat with all of my friends who are fans of different teams. We're all just talking trash, watching all of the games. Overall, home is a better experience for me anyway. So at the end of the day, I don't really care. I'm out of the situation anyway, but I would just hope y'all err on the side of caution with a lot of decisions y'all make. Again, I'm unaffected. I'm just trying to encourage people to be smart. Also, FedEx Field will now be cashless, which is super random. I didn't expect that. I thought like tailgating may or may not come back. I thought about the fact that masks may or may not be required. The Native American things, of course, that we're gonna get to a little later, but like cashless, I didn't even consider that in the possibilities. They said, quote, patrons at FedEx Field will have the chance to enjoy great food and beverage options throughout the stadium with cashless payment. Payment via credit debit cards with scan and chip and mobile devices will be accepted at all points of sale. And I'm not sure if that exactly means that there will literally be no way to pay with cash. I'm assuming there will be, because even like for like a little kid, your first time ever going to a Burgundy and Gold game, you're 8 years old, your parents give you money to pay the cashier yourself. That's big. To go buy your own hot dog, to buy your first Burgundy and Gold bobblehead or a hat or any type of memorabilia, or any type of food or beverage, as a kid you paying for it for yourself, kind of like puts the cherry on top of the day. And I just can't really see a kid just paying with a credit card. I don't know, it just seems like it takes away from the experience. I may just be old school, but this is definitely in an effort to stop the spread of COVID any way possible. They want to go completely fingerless when it comes to payment methods if possible. They really want you to just use like your phone app or scan or whatever, but they also prefer credit card or debit card over cash just to avoid as much contact as possible. I mean, you know, money has been around forever. It's just going from hand to hand to hand. And has anybody ever just stopped to take time to wash any of it or sanitize it? No. That's why they would highly recommend that you don't use cash at the stadium. I'm pretty sure they're still gonna allow you to if you have to. That would just be crazy if they just don't allow people to use cash at all. But I'm pretty sure they're like, bro, please use a credit card, debit card, whatever you got to do. I'm pretty sure if Dan Snyder had the choice between people using cash and possibly spreading COVID, or him just giving people like a weird gift card system that they could literally only use at the stadium, kind of like what colleges do on campus where you have like their currency, Dan Snyder may do that, honestly. Whatever, because at the end of the day, he would make more money as long as there isn't like a super spread event at FedEx Field. Exchanging cash only increases the chances of something like that happening. Again, Dan Snyder, all he cares about is money. And whatever increases his chances of making more money, I feel like that's what he would do. I'm surprised he hasn't come up with that idea himself yet. I need to hire me on the team. I got you. And of course, there's going to be more hand sanitizer around than normal. Like there was already hand sanitizer and ways to wash your hands around the stadium. Now it's about to be everywhere. Again, Dan Snyder's trying to protect his money. Of course, you know, you would think a billionaire would care about people's lives as far as like just specifically them being safe. But at the end of the day, he wants to protect his asset. That's his business. This is his team. This is how he makes a lot of his money. So Dan Snyder's gonna do whatever he's gonna do. He's gonna employ whatever restrictions and policies he needs to keep his money going. And stopping COVID keeps his money going. And they're talking about like keep your distance, but like when you're sitting in those seats in the stadium, there is no distance at all. So I don't know how they're trying to get people to keep their distance in the concession stands part, but then you're sitting right next to everybody bunched up like this while you're watching the game. But who knows, man? It's a whole lot of just trying stuff and just basically showing we're trying to get people to be safe, but you know, a lot of stuff contradicts itself. But at the end of the day, at least they're trying. And then in good news, there will be tailgating again. They said, quote, fans attending events at FedEx Field will have the opportunity to tailgate around the facility. For specific details, please see the tailgating section in the stadium guide. So that's dope. Not only are the stadiums full capacity, but there will also be tailgating, everybody cooking out, talking trash, having a good old time, probably playing some go-go music or whatever, just having fun again. Again, we're about to just basically be full-blown normal. There is no ramp up. This about to be literally like COVID-19 never happened. And then if everything goes well and everything is cool, they'll probably just keep it that way. But I'm pretty sure tailgating would be one of the first things to go if FedEx Field turns into a super spreader. And then lastly, and the most controversial part of today's video and the memo that the Washington football team sent out, they said, quote, we are excited to welcome everybody back wearing their burgundy and gold. However, Native American inspired ceremonial headdresses or face paint may no longer be worn into the stadium. And this gets weird because like the Native American headdresses, that's easy to spot. You can literally like in a crowd of people see who and who is not wearing that. But like the face paintings, first of all, is it literally going to be on the security? Is it their job, their responsibility to point out people who have face paintings on? And are they like legally allowed to escort them out the stadium? Are you allowed to ban somebody, kick somebody out for those face paintings? Like, how are they even gonna write this down, like legally, the language and the diction that they're gonna put behind their terms and conditions? Whenever you buy a ticket, there's technically terms and conditions. We just never really read them. But that's how the burgundy and gold franchise are legally allowed to kick you out of games that you paid for once you violate one of those terms and conditions. But I'm trying to figure out how they're going to write the legal language behind this, because it's such a gray area. Like with face paintings, you know, normally like every team, NFL, college, high school, middle school, whatever, face paintings, the little black ones that you put on. And then like, would it be crossing the line if you do burgundy gold? Like everybody does face paintings, no matter what their logo, their name, their team identity is. It's a super gray area. And then again, even on top of that, even once you somehow find a way to specifically identify what and what isn't allowed, because that's a very vague area as far as the face paintings go, who's gonna point people out? Is it gonna be the security's job while the game's going on to look at every person out of the like 50,000+ people to find out who has face paintings? And what if it's like the big one where it's the whole face like every team does? You see like the Raiders, for example, their faces are just straight gray and black. It doesn't necessarily tie into anything going on with the team. It's just the team's colors, and they prefer to have their face painted. So are burgundy and gold fans not allowed to have their face painted burgundy and gold the whole way? Again, I understand like the Native American inspired ceremonial headdresses, and then that's really complicated because for people that are actually Native American that would just like to wear that, that's a gray area in itself. Because me being black and being from Atlanta, I would just love to wear an A hat. Maybe a little apples and oranges, but the logic is still there. It's a really complicated situation, honestly. Because then are you going to stop and make sure, okay, he's Native American, he can do it. He's not Native American, he can't do it. Like, it just gets so complicated in such a gray area. So I think they're just going to ban it all around. But that definitely does suck for the people that like actually should be able to wear it. So that's a situation even in itself. But like the face painting thing, how do you even identify what's Native American or not? Because the Native American headdresses is obvious. This is Native American. From there, you're trying to figure out who should and who shouldn't wear it. But again, they're probably just going to be like, nobody can wear it and just be super cold about it. But the face paintings, how do you identify what's Native American and what's not? Super gray area. I don't know how they're going to handle this. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of controversy as the season goes on. Fans getting kicked out. I know it's definitely going to be something, at least on Twitter, about this. Some random fan's going to get kicked out. It's going to go trending, and he's going to be complaining about how his team betrayed. It's going to be all kinds of stuff over some face paint. I don't know. The whole situation is cloudy, complicated. I hope everything goes smoothly, but I just doubt it, because it's so gray. There's no specific wording or language. It's just super general. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if people walk the fine line of trying to wear face paint and see if it's approved or not. We'll see. Maybe they stop people at the gate while you're going through security. You're getting scanned for metal objects, and then they check your face paint to see if you're good. But then somebody could just sneak face paint ink into the stadium and do it, and I don't know. This whole thing is just crazy. We'll see how this goes. We'll check back in on the situation later. But yeah, man, that's the updated fan policies for FedEx Field. Please get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about everything discussed in this video. Definitely please do that. I'm behind. I've been very busy just outside of even like the Street Scores channel, so I haven't been able to get back to all of the comment sections of all of my videos. I've been able to reply and see a couple of people's comments, but I haven't gotten to all of them. But I'm trying to get to all of them, so stay patient. Even if I don't reply, I'm at least trying to see a lot of them. Again, just been very busy, but definitely get in the comment section of this video and let me know how you feel about this controversial topic. And also, please leave a like on this video if you liked it, if you learned anything. I'm pretty sure you learned something, so you gotta leave a like before you dip up out of here. And also, man, I appreciate all of the subscriptions. I appreciate everybody that's hitting that bell next to the subscription button, man. Really appreciate y'all. And also, big shouts out to all of my sponsors. Appreciate everybody that donates to the channel, and a bigger shouts out to all of my Pro Bowl sponsors. More rookie film sessions coming, so everybody that's a sponsor, your membership will be worth it. Remember, y'all get the exclusive longer version of film sessions, so stay tuned for all of that. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.